Hi, I'm Landis. Welcome to my studio. Hi guys, we are making a new style finger pick. And the old style, this is our most popular style, it's called the shield design. Has some ornamental work and a plain shield where I can hand engrave an initial or simple design in there. And this is my design for a blade. We call it the Landis blade. It's kind of paddle shaped, and it's meant to compensate for any angle of attack. So strings coming off the side, it's not catching the wide part of a blade, it's catching the same radius as it is in the front. Some people don't like this blade. A lot of people really like it, but like everybody's unique, I find, and they wear their picks different. Some people wear them close to the nail, some extended out. So we like to have as many options available as possible so we can fit you to your playing style. So we're going into production of a classic style blade because these take a lot of hand work to alter from the Landis style. I have to hand cut it and file it. So we're going into production. This time we're started from the cutting dies, which is going to make it a lot better, because before on this first run I made the stamping dies first and making the cutting dies later. We couldn't get them quite match up correctly. So in other words, there's a lot of hand cleanup and hand trimming involved. So hopefully we can cut that down a lot. By this time we started with the cutting die, and this punch, see these work as a set and they cut out these shapes. So to keep our stamping dies the exact same shape, Timothy took this die and just added a little pressure, just enough to get a perfect outline into this die. So this is multi-purpose. This is kind of a blank master die. And from here, we created a working hub that can be engraved. My friend at Potter USA pressed this for us. He's got a lot better press than we do. So he was able to get that blade fully formed up. And this will also serve as a pre-shaper. Since we want our blades really thick, but they're too thick for the band, so we have to pre-shape them and thin that band down. And so we'll use this for the initial shaping die in production work. But we also make these blank hubs off of them. These can be engraved in different styles. And I'm starting with this popular shield design, modified it a little bit from the older style, which the design wraps all the way around to the end of the band, which is great, but for smaller sizes, I have to cut off part of that ornamental work to trim off the blade, the bands, because you don't want them to overlap. You want all those teeth to make good contact all the way around. So this design, I've got the ornamental work going a little shy of the end there. That way I can trim off that end of the band for smaller sizes without cutting into the ornamental work. So this is coming along pretty well now. And this will then, once I get this engraved, then this will be the positive die that we make. We'll use this and press into another blank piece to make the working die. We'll stamp the actual picks. And for the back side, it's already done. This is the die for the back side, and it has our trademark, patent pending, made in USA. And it has all the little teeth sunk in there, so when they're pressed, they'll raise up sharp little teeth. This is our patent pending death grip liner that really work to keep these picks on your finger. So we're pretty close. It looks like maybe another week. It might take me a full week to get this done and get it done and hardened. And we'll be in production and have it up on the website soon. So some people have a hard time with this paddle shaped So they ordered the classic, but even some people have a hard time with this waist area in here. It widens out, and if you dig in really deep, you have, and if you're on the side, that creates a hard part to get around, I guess. I don't know. I don't dig that deep when I pick. But we had one gentleman that had a hard time with either of these shapes. So I said, you know what? I've got an old prototype shape that may work for you. It's got a really wide blade at the end. So this was my first prototype die. I don't have a back die for it. I don't have a cutting die for it. So it's basically just a stamping die. So Timothy stamped out a couple of blanks on it, and then I hand trimmed them and bent them, and I had to apply the teeth by hand by raising up each tooth individually. So I came up with this really wide blade for a dobro player, and I think he'll like them. He really loves his picks now, but he just has a hard time with that shape. It's got the little kind of a waist, I call it, in where it meets the band. It gets thinner where it meets the band. So I think this will work for him, and we may make another shape like this later. Right now I can produce off this die, but it's like starting from scratch, so they're going to be quite a bit more expensive. They're quite a bit more time consuming to make. Eventually I may tool up and make a wide blade style. So that's just something that's in the works. So hopefully we can find a pick that will work for you. Check us out at www.landispicks.com. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.